Okay, another story time. The first tech company I worked for after my grad program, I was being interviewed by them. They actually came to my college campus and they were doing some recruiting. I was interviewed there and they gave me, I forgot the test name, but they gave me some test, basically like a logic test. And they give it to a lot of developers and other people, I'm sure in other companies, tech companies have seen this test. I forgot. I wish I remembered the name. But they gave it to me. I did well. They liked the way I thought. And so they actually called me in for another interview. And so the second interview that they did with people was in person and they flew you down to Denver. So I was in Montana. They flew me to Denver, put me up in a hotel just to interview me. And I actually ended up flying down the same day that a friend of mine who was in another class that we had a class together, she flew down for an interview as well. So we were like, oh my God, we're being interviewed together. This is great. So we fly down, we end up getting dinner together at the hotel because they had like a nice dinner thing at the hotel every day. It was great. And we were sitting there kind of like talking about the interview beforehand. Like, what do we think is going to do? What do we think about this? And we were in this hotel that was kind of close to the company. We knew other people were in the hotel that were going to be interviewed, but we didn't know that the interviewers were also staying at the hotel and that they were flown in. And thankfully, we had this professor who was great. And he was like, you are, the second you get onto that plane, from that second to the second you get home, you are on the interview. So you need to be on 24/7. I don't care. And so when we were discussing, it wasn't anything crazy or anything like that. But yeah, the guy that interviewed us the next day, both of us, was actually sitting next to us for dinner. And we had no idea that he was going to be the one interviewing us. So if you ever have that opportunity come up and somebody ever offers to fly you to an interview, just know from the moment you get on the plane or even in the airport, from the moment you leave your house to the moment you get back to your house, you are in the interview. You don't know who's going to be sitting next to you on the plane. You don't know who's going to be driving next to you on the way to the airport. You just don't know. So, thankfully for me, it worked out. I got the job. And so did she. My friend Claire also got the job. But, just know, always on. If you have an interview situation like that, you are always on. hmm And they've actually not hired people because they overheard them saying things like in the taxi, they talk to the taxi drivers or the limo drivers. They would have good relationships with the limo drivers to overhear what people were saying. So yeah, always on.